let's get right into the abilities in the kit. Clumsy, what's the best place to start with Cerberus and the +1s and kind of how he's coming into the Smite 2 Battleground?
Yeah, absolutely. So Austin was the designer who's working on the port for Cerberus, and he did a lot of fantastic work making sure that Cerberus feels as great as ever when going from Smite 1 to Smite 2, and, you know, fun little twists. So I'm going to go through each one of his abilities and all the little tweaks that he's gotten.
Cool.
Some a lot smaller than others. So, for example, for the passive, you still have that kind of heal steal from the enemies. You're not going to really be able to see this that well. A little bit of a shift here, which is that you actually start at a lower amount, but you scale with the per level to the same amount of heal steal. One of the main reasons for that is actually because there's a new component here. When you steal a soul from an enemy using some of your other abilities, which we'll get into in a second, you actually get bonus passive heal from that stealing from that target specifically.
Nice.
So I think it's cool because it's like you kind of have to work a little bit for it, but it will be more at the end game if you're working for it.
Yeah. And this is one of those abilities or functions of an ability that, like, it's always been really, really good. Like, if you're ever versing someone with lifesteal, if you're ever versing someone with lane that has a little bit of extra healing, like, you notice this is the Cerberus. Maybe the enemy doesn't notice as much, but you do, and it feels really good.
Yeah. Cool. All right, let's start off with ability 1 then, Clumsy. What's
all right,
going
sweet.
on?
So for ability 1, okay, so small one here. When you have all your heads alerted, so this is the ability where every time you have an alerted head, based off your basic attacks or from your second ability, you'll fire 1 additional projectile.
Yes.
That all is staying the same. All that stuff is really cool. But we are doing is that when you have all of your heads alerted, that center snake projectile, so the last one, will stun all enemies in that line. Which basically gives you a little bit of extra forgiveness in the center. So you're still getting the bonus stun and the extra damage when all 4 projectiles collide, but specifically for those close range enemies, that center projectile will still stun, but for a much reduced amount.
Cool.
So it's a little bit of an extra forgiveness there for the center, for that kind of close range area, but if you're still trying to hit people in the sweet spot, you're getting all the normal effectiveness and all the normal damage and stun damage.
Yeah, what we found is that, like, it's really hard to be able to tell when you're doing it right and when you should stun people.
Yeah.
Right. And we felt like this was a change that made it a lot more predictable, both to play as and to play against, to know that if you can line it up, you're going to get some level of stun. But it's pretty short unless you're at that max range the way it used to be. And essentially that's what it was previously, was you got to line it up to hit it at max range, right? Yeah. So it just is, it gives you that short stun at close range if you manage to hit somebody that's right on top of you, and still that full stun is long range.
Yeah.
Yep, exactly.
Right, ability 2. What's going on with ability 2 here?
All right, ability 2 got a little bit more of a spin on it. So this one, playing around with that soul mechanic a little bit more. Every soul killed while channeling this ability provides a stacking damage buff for the duration of that channel itself, not any other further ones. And if you reach to 3 stacks, so which is 3 killed souls, the entire ability, the cone slows.
Oh, nice.
So you're gonna need to hit 3 gods at the same time, probably with your 3. Can you stack like 3 Ymirs on top of each other?
Let's see here. What's the command again?
Spawn bot space Ymir space 2 space 20. That's fine. And then just do another one of those and get all of them inside a little neat little circle.
Yeah, there we go.
All right, so hit all 3 of those with the same 3.
Oh, you got to jump first.
Yeah, so we want to collect the souls. So hit all 3 of them with your 3, and now use your 2 on those souls.
Cooldowns.
Yeah, we don't have. All right, we'll wait for a second.
Yeah, but here we go. I'll just do cooldowns here. All right, so I'm gonna jump.
And then use your 2 to consume all the souls. You can see the entire cone has engaged and become a lot more purple. That's the slow being expanded from the center cone to the entirety of it. And as you kill the souls, you can see the damage of the entire 2 increasing per soul kill.
There we go.
Yeah, and I like that because, like, I've actually played a lot of Cerberus in Smite 1. And you do jump in, don't get me wrong, but I think that, like, the souls were less a part of the kit in Smite 1 than they're incorporated here. And you are incentivized more to jump in on top of people and not just try and jump into position your ult or jump, jump away when you're low or whatever.
Cool. All right. Well, we already showed off the ability 3. Any cool things with the ability 3 that we
nothing here specifically on the 3 itself, because this is the main soul generation mechanic, and kind of playing around with that souls with the passive and with the 2 is one of the main things. But the ultimate has a little bit more, which is now if you use your ulti, in addition to doing all the things that it normally does, it also will spawn a soul per god hit.
Oh, nice. Cool. So we will ult here. Still lead.
And then you've got all those souls to play with. You've got all those enemies being hit by that extra God Steal mechanic from the passive that we were talking about. And yeah, you can consume all those souls for healing for yourself and for that extra 2 damage.
Nice.
And slow.
Ult looks really good.
Yeah, but otherwise, it's the same Cerberus that you know and love, just brought into Smite 2.
There we go. Sweet. Well, Cerberus also, I know we've been cooking up an aspect for him, correct?
Yes, we do. We do have an aspect for him. Actually, I don't know its name. Are we going to go right into it?
Yeah, we can go right into it.
Okay, cool. So the Cerberus aspect is you no longer get the AO3 soul healing. So that's the healing mechanic because it's actually not on the passive. That's the passive heal steal, but the healing you gain by killing souls is actually tied to the third ability. So you no longer get any of that soul healing. And the ulti no longer like throws enemies at a distance, but it just knocks them up instead.
Okay, cool.
But in return, for every 3 god souls you kill, you permanently gain an extra channel tick of your second ability.
Sweet. Let me see if
I think the
can
cooldown on the ulti is also reduced too.
see if I can get some more bot spawn, and then I can see if I can toggle to the aspect here.
And chat has noticed that there is a lightning bolt that is striking that bush.
Yeah.
We're working on some stuff in the
We're
background.
cooking a little bit, you know.
That is one of the many tests that we are running in dev.
Yeah.
We are in dev today. That won't be in
Yeah, I don't even know
live
what that
when
is.
you- Yeah.
I have no idea what's going on.
It's a random, not a random thing. It's
Right,
a mechanic tied to something else that we are testing.
Let's
so,
see here.
um,
And is it just toggle aspect?
Test talent. Space, yeah, so you can see that format. Space, Curvtus.
There we go.
Cerberus, there we go. So many sea gods. That
I don't think it went through.
Let's see it again. Oh, Cerberus _ talent _1. Press tab. When it's filling in, you can autofill.
Tab, I think.
There we go.
So press. Yep, there you go. Nice.
There we go. Cool.
Sweet,
I'm
we
coming
got
back to the
chat.
laptop. Sorry about that,
Also,
chat.
can you hover over the talent? I'm
Yeah,
wanna make
let's
sure we have a
see.
name. Aspect of Souls.
There we go.
Okay, cool.
Cool. So Ghastly
yeah.
Breath takes an additional time for every 3 god souls you have killed, but souls no longer heal. And then Stygian Torment now only knocks up targets.
Yep. So another thing to mention is that is God Souls specifically that increase that permanent amount. So you can see right here, there's actually an element to the passive meter. There's 2 different things there. That's how many God Souls you've consumed, and then that's on the kind of the buff bar. That's at 8, and then the other one by the passive meter is that division by 3 basically to tell you how many extra ticks you're getting of your 2.
Yeah.
So it's kind of giving you a little bit of both information.
Yeah, so I mean, theoretically, you could have a infinite duration. Can you get that many stacks? I mean, like,
I don't think we have a cap on it. There might be just like a soft one in the background, but you're meant to be able to go for quite a while.
Yeah.
I remember talking to Austin today. I was just like, hey, so there is actually no cap for this. Like, how is this going to feel in like arena and stuff? And one of our answers was like, we've tried it and it hasn't seemed OP. It seems fun. Also, remember, you can CC out of
Look
this.
at
It's
how
not
long
like
that's
I know, right?
CC
Yeah.
immune and doing this
That's
forever.
crazy.
Just give it a try. Let us know how you feel.
Yeah, we'll
It's meant to be
definitely
fun.
Looking forward to
just
people.
do that one more time. How long did that go?
Hold on. I got to
We've
get
got
some more
6
bots
extra ticks right now. And remember, that's going to be playing with the Cerberus new mechanic where you consume souls and it does extra damage, right? So now you're getting more empowered second abilities. Ghastly Breaths. There we go.
There we go. Cool. All right.
It just keeps going. It just keeps going. So it just gets longer and longer with all of the souls that you kill.
Yeah.
Yep. So, because I can see chat talking about this a little bit. When we designed aspects, one of the things that we want to keep in mind of is the difference between playstyle shifters and role shifters. Some gods have role shifts, kind of like Athena, where you're more expected to use that aspect in a more aggressive role, like in the jungle, the solo lane. For Cerberus, you can say that this is more of a solo lane or bruiser-oriented aspect, but this one's actually more of a playstyle shift, right? We don't mind if you play this anywhere you would normally play Cerberus. In all honesty, Cerberus is a god that can play support or solo bruiser pretty well already in Smite 1. Yeah. This is just another way of playing him where you kind of almost more so playing towards a mid or a late game kind of aspect than you are for the early game.
Sorry, I just laughed.
Yeah.
Just keep going.
I know, right? Sweet. Well, I think that is it for Cerberus, but